Welcome to My Entrepreneurial Journey, the podcast that's all about real stories and real strategies for women entrepreneurs over 40 who are ready to grow their businesses with purpose and authenticity. I'm Yaritza. On this show, we mix deep dive conversations with inspiring guests who share their entrepreneurial journeys alongside actionable advice tailored to help you navigate your own. Whether you are tuning in to learn practical tips or listening in for inspiration, each episode is designed to meet you where you are in your journey. So, if you are ready to leave behind the overwhelm and start building a business that reflects who you are, hit subscribe and join me each week for insights that empower your entrepreneurial path. Welcome to another episode of My Entrepreneurial Journey. I'm your host, Yaritza Baez, and today I want to talk about something that has completely shifted how I approach my business and honestly, how I approach life in general. It's the difference between motivation and commitment. And here's the truth. Motivation is a feeling, but commitment is a decision. I used to think that successful entrepreneurs, the ones I admire, woke up every morning motivated. That they had this endless drive and excitement that somehow I was missing. You know that voice that says, real entrepreneurs don't feel like this. They are on fire all the time? Well, that's not true. And it took me a long time to realize it. Because here's what actually happens behind the scenes. Even the most successful entrepreneurs lose motivation regularly, maybe even daily. They have days when the last thing they want to do is to open their laptop. Days when they question if what they are doing even matters. Days when they feel tired, distracted, uninspired, and still have a full list of things to do. Sounds familiar? Because it certainly does to me. What separates them isn't that they have found a secret formula for motivation. It's that they have learned how to work without it. They have learned that motivation is a feeling. It comes and goes. But commitment is a decision that you honor regardless of how you feel. Let me repeat that. Commitment is a decision you honor even when you don't feel like it. Now, let's be real here. Motivation sounds like this. I feel like working on my business today. But commitment says, I'm working on my business today, whether I feel like it or not. Motivation waits for the perfect energy, the spark of inspiration, the moment when everything feels aligned. Commitment shows up anyway. Motivation asks, am I in the mood for work today? Commitment asks, what's the smallest step I can take right now? I'll be honest, there were so many nights when I sit down after work and look at my computer and feel nothing. Yeah, nothing. No spark, no drive, just tiredness. And the guilt will creep in. Why am I not excited? Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe real entrepreneurs don't get this tired. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Over the years, I have connected with other women who are also building businesses at this stage of life, in their 40s, 50s, juggling family, aging parents, work, responsibilities. I realize we all feel this way sometimes. We all have days where showing up feels heavy, but the ones who make progress, they show up anyways. And here's the thing, showing up doesn't always look the same. Sometimes showing up means sitting down for 3 hours of deep focused work on a project that really moves your business forward. Other days, it means sending one email, or replying to a couple of comments on your last post, or simply updating your to-do list to clear your mind, something that I do quite often. Both count. Both are acts of commitment, because commitment isn't about doing it all perfectly. It's about doing something consistently. I'm still in a season where I juggle a full-time job, coach clients, record this podcast, and build my business one step at a time. And there were days, and sometimes still are some, when I honestly want to throw in the towel. I get tired, I feel sometimes behind, and scroll through social media seeing everyone else thriving, or at least pretending to. The highlight reels that makes it look effortless. But one day, instead of beating myself up, I ask, what does commitment look like for me today? And that question changed everything. Because that day, commitment didn't mean writing a full article for LinkedIn or recording a podcast episode. It meant reviewing one section of my coaching program. Just one. And that one small step led to another. And that's what consistency looks like. Small, imperfect, meaningful actions taken again and again. Your business doesn't need you to be inspired every day. It just needs you to show up. Because at the end of the day, commitment is what builds momentum, and momentum is what creates results. I have learned that when you honor your commitment, even in small ways, you build self-trust. And that self-trust, it becomes the foundation of everything. When you start trusting yourself to follow through, even when you don't feel like it, you start becoming the woman who keeps her word to herself. And that's powerful. Here's what transformation looks like in practice. You move from waiting for motivation to showing up consistently. You move from guilt on days you didn't do enough to recognizing that small actions add up. You move from all or nothing thinking to flexible consistency, honoring your real energy and circumstances. You move from questioning if you're cut out for this to trusting your commitment to carry you through the hard days that we all have. And you stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel and start owning your path and your pace. That's the shift that changes everything. Not more motivation, more commitment. And I want to pause actually here and ask you this. What will change in your business if you stop waiting for motivation and start honoring your commitment? What will you do today, right now, if you stop believing that you need to feel inspired before you take action? Because I can promise you, once you stop for the perfect moment, you'll realize the perfect moment is the one where you simply start. And that, my friends, is what I wanted to share with you today. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to build a business that works with your real life, your energy, and your commitments, let's talk about it. Book a clarity call through the link in the show notes. Let's create a strategy that honors who you are and how you actually live. Not generic hustle, advice, no burnout, just sustainable, meaningful consistency. Because your business doesn't need your motivation, it needs your commitment. And I'm here to help you build that, one imperfect, powerful day at a time. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to My Entrepreneurial Journey with Yaritza Baez. I hope today's episode gave you insights and inspiration to fuel your business journey. Remember, whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, you are not alone on this path. We are building our dreams together, one step at a time. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you feel inspired, leave a review or share this episode with a friend who could use a little extra motivation. Until next time, keep pushing forward and bringing your unique vision to life.